Deeg's got the tea in the gas tank, buddies. What's up, my dudes? Damn, son. Hayden Degan been going on a bit of a tear here as of late, right? Wins that outdoor championship, goes out there in the super duper motocross rounds. He's gone 4 for 4 in the first 4 motos. He's came from the back, bad starts. He's gotten good starts. He just can't really be beat right now. It's kind of crazy. I feel like this is where a lot of guys, especially the real Degan fanboys, I feel like this is kind of where they were acting like Degan was from the very beginning, you know? This is kind of where they was acting like, you know, what they was acting like he was from the beginning. But it kind of honestly really started there like last Washougal last year. You guys remember? That was kind of his breakout ride. Kind of, that's where he showed what he, you know, that kind of next level he could be. And then he went out this year in Supercross, lost that championship in a really weird kind of way. But then went out in outdoors, and he's just really got himself on a level now where it seems like he really is just the best one out there. And it's just like, I mean, I know Deegan's riding really good, but I also think a lot of the other guys in the class right now are just straight up struggling. I mean, if you think about the first Super Motocross playoff round, you know, you had, you know, Beaumare up there. Juju, right? You had him up there, and he's like never done anything in the 250 class, really. And he was basically Hayden Degan's biggest competition in the first race. And I mean, you've got everybody out there. You got Kitchen, you know, Hampshire, Crash Boy, you know, Rick, you know what I'm saying? You got all of them out there. I mean, Vial's still out there, the guy that beat Degan in the Supercross Championship. It's almost like they're just not on the level that they should be. Otherwise, they should be a lot closer to Degan than what they are. But it's like Degan's on what you would think a regular, like, championship contender kind of level would be. And it seems like everybody else is just so up and down. I mean, look at what Hymus has been doing, you know? It's just so all over the place. Like, it's very, very different than when Degan was going up against, like, Hunter Lawrence in the outdoor championship. You know, that was like some real championship contender kind of competition. But ever since Degan's gotten this outdoor championship, I don't feel like anybody else has even been remotely consistent enough, or get starts good enough, or be able to come through the pack good enough. It's making them all look like they're in a whole nother class underneath Hayden Degan right now. That's what it's making it look like, right? But yeah, he's certainly, I mean, Degan's had that flashy, damn near like halfway, like he's freestyling, you know, kind of, you know, let me throw these crazy whips, let me hit these crazy jumps, regardless if it's actually faster or whatever, you know, kind of a showman out there a little bit, right? He's always had that. He's always had the wide the fuck open, let that Yammy Hall 2 fatty sing, okay, to a whole nother level. He's always had that. He's always had all that, right? But it's kind of like he's sort of honed in some sort of a, I don't know what it is exactly, but, you know, with Degan, though, and just like talking about any of these riders that start really getting on that next level, it all comes down to, in the 250 class anyways, is kind of like, can they get through it and sort of cap off their 250 career without having any major injuries? That's the real difference maker, I feel like. You know, you just imagine had Adam Cianciarulo never gotten injured, just imagine what that could have been. I mean, people talked about him being, you know, the next James Stewart and yada, 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 right? Just like they're doing with Degan right now. So, but so far, Degan's been pretty lucky, I feel like, with a lot of his big crashes, big get-offs that he's had. He just kind of rolls, spins around, does a little tornado twist, little militia twist out there, and gets right back on the bike. So far. right? Because all it takes that one injury, and then you miss time, and then can you come back, and then can you get a 450 factory right? You know, it kind of goes into all that shit. So it's like Deegan's right at that crucial little moment right here where he's sort of on top of the world. Nobody else can touch him in the 250 class, but he just needs to go out there and get that Supercross championship next year, solidify it, you know. But Supercross is a lot closer of racing. You know, you saw that this year with all those times Deegan went down the start line with Hammaker, and then it, you know, basically killed his whole championship. And the fact I think Deegan was dealing with that, whatever the hell that wrist injury was, right? Dude been throwing the tee down too quick or something, right? He had that wrist injury. I think that was all. We've already seen a little bit of the injury thing sort of hit Deegan, technically. Yeah, he didn't have that wreck and injure himself in one of the pro races, but I believe if he would have never had that injury, he would have won the 250 Supercross championship this year. So even with Deegan being on top of the world right now, I still feel like it has affected him a little bit already. It's just kind of that, you know, them boys just get stuck in a rut in that 250 class if they start having those injuries, but they still have the speed, you know. It's like Jordan Smith, Fortner, Sansarulo, you know, name after name after name. And then even when you talk about the 450 class, just because they win a 250, you know, championship and then go to the 450 class don't guarantee shit over there either, right? Colt Nichols, you know, name after name after name, right? It's kind of weird when you think about how the like politics and the, you know, the dudes getting rides and how they lose rides and why they lose rides. Sometimes it don't really make any sense, but Deegan does have the fame level on his side, which however you want to look at that, Yami Hall's looking at that as like, Yami Hall. You know what I mean? They like some more fame. They like some more, the more the videos, the more and Deegan's running out front, you know, all that combined, making Yamaha look a lot better, you know what I mean, than just some random, you know, amateur dude coming through, right? Deegan's got all that clout from his dad as well. I mean, absolute freestyle legend, you know, it just all has kind of added up for him here to really separate him from the pack, you know. All in all, man, he's putting it to him, bro. I mean, they just can't even, like, figure it out, dude. They can't even figure it out, dude. He's making it look like he's on a 450 and everybody else is on, like, a 125 or something. That's what he's making it look like. And he's good at coming through the pack. He's proven that. A lot of people are calling him a little beast mode. You know, then sometimes he can be a really good starter. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's like he's got both of those qualities in a sense, which is pretty good. Now, up to the outdoor season, even in the outdoor season a little bit, you know, he still crashed some. I mean, there ain't no denying that. There ain't no way around that. It's like I said, it's probably why he lost the Supercross championship this year, having that injury coming in. So, you know, with speed comes, you know, a lot worse injuries, a lot, you know, it's that whole side of the sport, but so far he's not really had like a real bad injury from an actual race, like an actual pro race that we've seen. It's all been like off-season training where he's had that, so he's not really had that happen yet, and he's also not really had anybody super, you know, take his ass out and be really dirty on the track or something. So, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see if any of that happens towards, like, next year or something like that. If what happens with that, I can only imagine. But that's going to be fun to watch, bro. But either way, he's got it covered right now, big dogs. He's got it covered.